Nice to meet you. I'm Khatar Chuktai and you're watching my YouTube channel School Life Advanced Chemistry. Today I'm going to discuss the second part of May June 2022 1-2 variant 5070 O-level chemistry paper. Let's get started. I'm starting from question number 21. 25 centimeter cube of HCl that is having concentration 1 mole per dm cube reacts with 10 gram of solid to produce a gas. The solid is in excess, so it means that this hydrochloric acid is a limiting reactant. Hydrochloric acid is a limiting reactant, and the solid that is in 10 gram is in excess. The graph labeled first experiment shows the volume of the gas produced over time. Graph P and Q show the volume of the gas produced under different conditions. You can see that the volume is on y-axis, and this may be the CO2 gas and any sort of other gas you can say. It may be the hydrogen gas, it may be the CO2 gas, and so on. And here we are going to plot time on x-axis. Here is the first line for the experiment and dashed line for the experiment P and other dark line for experiment Q. So they're all basically three different experiments. This is the first experiment, this is the P experiment, and this is the Q experiment. Now come towards the questions options. Which changes in condition produce the graph P and Q if all other conditions are kept constant or kept same? Option A, P uses a catalyst and Q has lower temperature. The first one is the correct one option. It may be having or it may be in the presence of a catalyst. Yes, it can be true, but Q has a lower temperature. This is incorrect option. The reason is if the Q is going to operate at lower temperature, then its yield portion must be similar as that of first experiment. In this case, Q is exhibiting low yield. So the Q is having less quantity of hydrochloric acid. Q is having less quantity of hydrochloric acid and so on. So the first one option, this one option, A option is incorrect option. Option B, P uses 25 centimeter cube of more concentrated acid and Q uses smaller pieces of solid. In this case, the first option is incorrect option. You know the concentrated hydrochloric acid in this case is behaving as a limiting reactant. If P is having more concentrated 25 centimeter cube, so the line of P should be higher than that of the first experiment flat portion. Again, this option is also incorrect. Option C, P uses a high temperature. Again, it could be the correct option. And Q uses 25 centimeter cube more dilute acid. Yes, it may be the correct. It could be the correct option. P uses high temperature as it is showing the highest speed or the higher speed. And Q is showing lower speed as well as lower yield. The flat portion of the Q graph is lower as compared to the first experiment, and it is away from the y-axis as compared to the first experiment. So yes, it could be if you are adding more dilute acid, its yield will be lower, its speed will also be lower. So C is the correct option. C is the correct option. However, I'm going to check the next option. P uses smaller pieces of solid. No, it cannot be correct. In case of, you can say that, yes, it may be correct. Q uses larger pieces. Because of this one, Q is not using larger pieces, just larger pieces. I mean, the major factor is the poor yield of Q. So that is not the appropriate reason. P may, yes, it may be true that P is having small pieces, Because of that, it is going to show more speed of a reaction. You know, there are the five factors those may affect the rate of reaction. Number one, temperature. Number two, concentration. Number three, pressure in case of gases. Number four, surface area. Number five, catalyst. So in this case, in case of smaller pieces, yes, surface area will be higher and speed will definitely be higher. But in case of Q, the largest pieces are there. Yes, it could be because it is showing the less speed of a chemical reaction. But the basic and major factor is this Q is showing almost half shield as compared to the first experiment. So again, this is inappropriate option, and it is confirmed that C is the correct option. Question number 22. Nitrogen dioxide is a dark brown gas that decomposes as shown in the equation. The diagram shows a glass flask containing a mixture of three gases. The mixture is pale brown, and here is the whole setup. It's inlet of the gas, as you can say, the valve that is going to open and close the outlet, open and close the outlet of the mixture. More oxygen is forced into the flask. Which color change is seen in the mixture? More oxygen is forced into the flask. Which color change is seen in the mixture? It means that just we are going to concentrate on this given equation. It's a reversible reaction, you know, and if you are adding more oxygen, you are going to increase the concentration of oxygen. Then it means that at the stage of equilibrium, at the stage of dynamic equilibrium, you are going to disturb the dynamic equilibrium status. I mean, equilibrium will shift towards left hand side. Upon addition of more oxygen, equilibrium will be disturbed and it will shift towards the left hand side to attain for the to attain the new equilibrium and to undo the effect of new adding concentration of oxygen. So upon addition of oxygen, equilibrium will be shift on the left hand side and the color will become more darker brown or more dark brown. So which color change is seen in the mixture? It becomes darker brown. Yes, it is correct. It becomes pale brown. No, it's incorrect. It turns colorless. No, not, because the reaction is moving toward the backward side, towards the side of NO2. Upon addition of oxygen, I mean, there will be the possibility of more formation of NO2, and color of NO2 is dark brown. So color will be more darker. And no change again is incorrect. So A is the correct option. Question number 23. What is observation of an oxidation number? What is observation of an oxidation process? A. Blue copper sulfate crystals turn to white powder when heated. Blue copper sulfate crystals turn to white when heated. It means that these copper sulfate are having water of crystallization. It may have 5, 7, 2, 3, 9, and so on. So if we are heating any salt that is having water of crystallization, on heating it will lose water molecule, and the remaining, there will be the pure salt, and definitely its color will be the almost white. But this mechanism is not the oxidation. This is not the oxidation. So A is incorrect option. Copper being deposited on cathode during electrolysis. I'm again going to write the equation for this mechanism. If the copper is supposed to form at cathode, copper 2 positive ion plus 2 electron goes to make copper solid. So in this case, you can see that what is happening, copper 2 positive ion is changing itself into copper that is having 0 oxidation number. And this process, when its oxidation number is changing from +2 to 0, it is said to be reduction. It is said to be reduction. It's not oxidation. Again, B is incorrect option. Green gas being formed at anode when sodium chloride is electrolyzed. So, what is the green gas? You can say that is chlorine, and its equation is 2Cl negative ion. It's maybe the aqueous or molten, you can say Cl2 gas, and there is the loss of 2 electron. You know that what is the oxidation? Oxidation is the loss of electron. So yes, here oxidation happening. Here is the oxidation. C is the correct option. However, I'm going to check the option D. White precipitate forming when aqueous silver ions react with aqueous silver chloride. It's a precipitation reaction. As far as O-level syllabus is concerned, all precipitation reactions are supposed to be not a redox reaction. Not a redox reaction. All precipitation reactions are not redox reactions as far as O-level chemistry syllabus is concerned. Just keep in your mind. In case of the next question, question number 24. An excess of aqueous iodide ion is added to acidified aqueous potassium magnate. Which row is correct? Once again, I negative ion is going to react with acidified potassium permanganate is KMnO4, and it's having +7 oxidation state. Initially, this iodide ion is having -1 oxidation state, and finally it will be I2, and this Mn will change itself into Mn2 positive ion aqueous. Now, iodide ion. What is happening to this iodide ion? Initially, its oxidation number is equal to -1. Finally, it's 0. Mean its oxidation number is increasing. So, here is the oxidation. It has been oxidized. So, either A or B are the correct option. The second one column is showing the color of the final solution. What is the solution of iodine in aqueous medium? Its solution is brown. Brown. And what is the color of solution because of Mn2 positive ion aqueous? No color, I mean the colorless. So the final color is brown. So B row, B option is the correct option. Question number 25. When ammonia gas is dissolved in water, a reversible reaction takes place. NH3 plus H2O liquid goes to NH4 positive ion plus OH negative ion. Which statements are correct? Ammonia is an alkali because it produces hydroxide ion in solution. Yes. Any compound that is going to react with water, and if it is generating, it is producing OH negative ion into the water, it is said to be an alkali. First one is the correct one option. The solution of this, the pH of this solution is 7. pH of this solution is 7. Answer is no. As we have admitted that the hydroxide ions are there and it is an alkali, so its pH, the pH of this solution must be above than 7, not the 7 that is not equal to 7. These OH negative ion are the stronger alkalines as compared to NH4 positive ion. These are mild or the very weak acidic species. So OH negative ion will dominate, and it's the pH of the solution. pH of its solution will be higher than that of the 7. So B is incorrect option. Adding hydroxide ion to the mixture at equilibrium produces more ammonia. Adding hydroxide ion to the mixture at equilibrium, is it a reversible reaction? Yes, it is a reversible reaction. Upon addition of more OH negative ion, equilibrium will shift towards the opposite side, I mean to the left hand side, to the side of ammonia, and more ammonia will be formed. Yes, it is true. So 1 and 3, B is the correct option. Question number 26. Three dilute solution of acid, each with concentration of 0.01 mole per dm cube, are reacted separately with excess calcium carbonate until there is no further reaction. The same volume of acid is used each time. Carbon dioxide produced is collected and its volume measured. All measurements are at room temperature and pressure. Acid 1 showing pH is equal to 2 and the volume of CO2 that is being formed because of this acid is 20 centimeter cube. Acid 2, its pH is 1.7 and it is producing 40 centimeter cube of CO2. Acid 3 is showing pH 3.4 and it is going to make 20 centimeter cube CO2. First one impression of the pH value is this one. The lowest the pH, stronger the acid. This acid must be the strongest acid. And this 3-1 should be the weakest acid in this competition, in this contest. And one acid is the mediocre strength acid, the mediocre acid basically. The next one is this acid 2 is making double volume of CO2. So it may have dibasic acid. It may have double quantity of the hydrogen ion. So it may be dibasic acid. Now come towards the options. What are the possible identities of the acid? As I have told you, the acid 2 is a stronger acid. It should be the mineral. I mean, it may be HNO3, it may be H2SO4, it may be HCl. And the second one, it is going to make double volume of the carbon dioxide, so it will definitely be. In fact, I'm making a list of all acid: HCl and H2SO4 and nitric acid HNO3 and ethanoic acid, that is this one, CH3 C double bond OS, that is an organic acid. So the weakest acid is ethanoic acid. Weakest acid is ethanoic acid. So acid 3, this one, acid 3 is the CH3 COOH, I mean ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid. And this acid 2 should be, that is having double quantity of hydrogen ions. I mean, it should be the dibasic, and it could be the H2SO4 sulfuric acid. And rest of the option, this may be HCl and this may be HNO3. Now let's move towards the correct options. Row 1, acid 1 may be HCl or HNO3, yes. Acid 2 is sulfuric acid, yes. And acid 3 is ethanoic acid, yes. So A is the confirmed correct answer option and so on. Come towards question number 27. The step of preparation of pure sample of sodium nitrate are listed. Number 1, titrate with dilute nitric acid until endpoint is seen. Number 2, evaporate to concentrate the solution. Number 3, rinse out the chemical flask, add indicator, pipette unknown volume of aqueous sodium hydroxide into the conical flask, cool and filter to remove the crystals. Repeat using the same volume of aqueous hydroxide and dilute nitric acid, but no indicator. These are the basic step of titration. These are the basic step of titration, but they are not in proper ordered way. The question is, which order of the step is corrected? The first step should be, you must have known quantity of the hydroxide into the conical flask is step number 1. That is reported at 0.5. The next one is, you will have to add indicator into it. So It's step number 2. After adding the indicator, the next one step is you should titrate this mixture, this solution with any acid, I mean nitric acid, until the endpoint is seen. Is third one option. 5 must be at first step, 4 at 2 step, 1 should be at third step, and the next step, if you have finished the first one spell, then you will rinse out the conical flask. Yes, it should be the fourth one. Then you will repeat the experiment with a dilute nitric acid, but this time you are not using any sort of indicator. So it is the, you can say, the fifth one, and ultimately, finally, we will cool and filter to remove the crystal. That is the last one. So which one option is the correct option? 5 at first one, and there is only one option, that is the D one, then 4, then 1, then 3, then 7, then 2, excuse me, 2, yes, to evaporate the concentrations of the concentrated solution to make the solution concentrated. And then finally, the last one is we will cool and filter out to remove the crystal. So it is confirmed that D is the correct option. You have to remember these 7 basic proper postulate about the method of titration. Question number 28. A white compound is insoluble in water. Which cation and anions could be present in the compound? A white compound is insoluble in water. Number 1, this compound should be insoluble. The second one, the options are there may be the sodium ion, there may be the calcium ion, there may be the carbonate, and there may be the nitrate ion. You know that the compound having nitrate ions are always soluble. Compounds having sodium ion are always soluble. So this compound must not having any sort of sodium ion, any sort of nitrate ion. The rest of the options is the calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is insoluble. Yes, it is insoluble. So there must be the calcium carbonate tick must be the present. There must be no any sort of nitrate ion. There must be no any sort of sodium ion. So C is the correct option. And this question is basically about the solubility of different compound, different salt. Question number 29. The flow chart describes the preparation of ammonium sulfate. Air, element, Haber process, element 3, and here is the ammonium sulfate. So in Haber process, I mean you are supposed to synthesize NH3. From air, we take nitrogen after the fraction distillation of air. And element 3 is basically hydrogen, is taken from the cracking of the hydrocarbon. Come towards the right hand side procedure, air, element 2. Here is the contact process. Contact process is basically the synthesis of sulfuric acid. Air is going to provide oxygen. Element 4 must be the sulfur. The first step is the roasting. Sulfur is heated in the presence of oxygen, and finally we synthesize sulfuric acid. When NH3 and sulfuric acid are allowed to meet together, they are going to make the salt that is said to be ammonium sulfate. What are elements in 1 to 4? I think we have been solved. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is the nitrogen, element 3 is hydrogen. Element 2, oxygen. Element 4, sulfur. So A is the correct option. A is the correct option. Question number 30. Question number 30. Which row correctly describe the possible use of sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid? Sulfur dioxide that may be used as a bleach. Yes, it is true. Killing bacteria in food. Yes, it is true. Making detergents. No. Making fertilizers. No. Sulfuric acid as a battery acid. Yes. As a bleaching agent. No. As a battery acid. Yes. Making fertilizer. Yes. So A is the correct option from both column. The next question, question number 31. Selenium is in group 6 and gallium is in group 3. Which prediction can be made from this information? Number 1, option A gallium atom has 3 more protons than selenium atom. Gallium versus selenium. Its atomic number is 31. Its atomic number is 34. Mean number of proton in gallium is 31 and number of proton in selenium is 34. So the first one is gallium is having 3 more proton. No, it is having 3 less protons. It's incorrect. Gallium is more likely to form negative ion than selenium. No. Any member that is before the selenium is having more metallic character. I mean, it may be positive ion, it may be able to make the positive ion, more likely to make the positive ion, as the gallium is the part of group 3 element. It is before selenium in the period, so it may be able to make the positive ion, not the negative ion. So again, this is incorrect option. Selenium atom have fewer valence electron than gallium atom. It is having 3 electron valence in its valence shell. It's having 6 electron because it is the member of 6th group, and gallium is the member of 3rd group. So the next one, I mean this one again, it is having fewer valence electron. Sodium is having more valence electron. Again, it is incorrect. The last one, selenium has more non-metallic character than gallium. Yes, it is true. Selenium, I mean, as we move from left to right in the period, non-metallic character increases, metallic character decreases. So D is the correct option. Question number 32. Which statement about metal and their compound is correct? Calcium reacts with the cold water, but not with the steam. No, it reacts with the cold water. It also reacts vigorously with the steam. So it's incorrect option. Lead carbonate decomposes at higher temperature than zinc carbonate. Which one is the more reactive metal? More reactive the metal, more stronger its compound. More reactive the metal, more stronger its compound. Lead carbonate as compared to zinc is less reactive. Lead is less reactive metal as compared to zinc. So lead will decompose at lower temperature, but zinc carbonate will be decomposed at higher temperature. Again, this is incorrect option. Magnesium can be extracted from its oxide by heating strongly with carbon. No. Carbon only can be used to extract the metal. Those are lower than that of the carbon in their activity series, but magnesium is more active than the carbon, so it cannot be knocked out. It cannot be reduced with the help of carbon. By the heating process, magnesium is extracted by the electrolysis. Again, C is the incorrect option. The last one will be the definitely correct option. The pure aluminium reacts with the cold dilute hydrochloric acid. Yes, it is true. Pure aluminium, if it is not having any sort of its oxide coating, it will react and it can react. D is the correct option. Question number 33. The diagram shows an experiment to determine the percentage of oxygen in air. Which diagram shows the correct level of water after candle stop burning? As you know, this candle is consuming the oxygen in this jar, in this bell jar. So almost 20% of its bell jar volume will be occupied by this water. the gas volume will be reduced, water will enter into this bell jar further, and its option must be the almost 20%. It's not correct. Again, it's showing the lower volume, the lower level of water. Water is having same volume, it's incorrect. Volume of the water must be higher than that of the previous one after the consumption of oxygen present in the air. It could be the correct one and is again incorrect. 50% there is no oxygen in the percentage of oxygen is not 50% in the air, it is just almost 20%. So C is the appropriate representation after the complete reaction of this candle. So C is the correct option. Question number 34. Addition of Addition reaction between hydrocarbon and bromine form only one product. Addition reaction between hydrocarbon X and bromine forms only one product. Which compound is X? So hydrocarbon and bromine form only one. It means that this hydrocarbon must be unsaturated hydrocarbon. As far as O-level syllabus is concerned, it may be an alkene. Alkene. Ene mean it should have at least one carbon-carbon double bond. So which one hydrocarbon can be called as an alkene and unsaturated? That is this one. That is this one. I mean C2H4 ethene. B is the correct option. Question number 35. A series of fraction producing propanol from naphtha fraction of petroleum, that is also called as crude oil, is naphtha. Then there is the process that is X. Here is the formation of propene. Then Y is the process, and finally it's propanol, pro or propane to all. You can see that. What are the process X and Y? Naphtha can be changed into alkene. This is called cracking. By the cracking of higher hydrocarbons, higher number of carbon atoms, hydrocarbons, into smaller number of carbon atom hydrocarbons, is process known as cracking. When there is the cracking, there is a chance of the species that is alkene. There is a chance of formation of alkene. That is one of the possible products. So cracking. And why? What is this one? The difference is H2O. Double bond is broken down, and there is the addition of H2 that is said to be reaction with steam. So A is the correct option. A is the correct option. Question number 36. The structure of 4 alcohols are shown. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which statement is correct? Alcohol 1 can be made by addition of steam to an alkene. No. Methanol can never be made by the addition mechanism because there is only one carbon, and methane is having no carbon-carbon double bond. So 1 cannot be made from alkene. Alcohol 2 can be made from glucose. Yes, it is the process of fermentation. We can synthesize ethanol. It's ethanol. Yes, it is the correct option. However, I'm going to check the rest of option. Alcohol 3 is a renewable energy source. Alcohol 3 is not renewable energy source basically. And the fourth one, alcohol 4, has only one other isomer. It may have more than one isomer. I'm going to draw its other isomer. It may be written as OH over here. It is said to be butane-2-ol. This one was butane-1-ol. It's butane-2-ol. In this case, carbon atom, the second carbon atom is joined with the OH group. In this case, OH group is on carbon number 1. In this case, OH group is on carbon number 2. Another isomer is also possible. If I'm going to write it over here like that, It is, I mean, H and H, CH, H and H. It is also the isomer of this 4 carbon alcohol, and its name is 2-methyl 2-propanol. 2-methyl 2 propanol. So the last one option is also incorrect. It's not renewable energy source. Again, incorrect. Again, it is confirmed that B is the correct option. Question number 37. Which compound have molecular formula C3H6O2? Methyl ethanoate. Here is the formula of methyl ethanoate. I mean CI3O, C double bond O, C2CH3. Two carbons over here, one carbon over here. It's a methyl, is said to be ethanoate. So the formula is equal to how many carbons are there? Three carbons are there. How many hydrogens are there? Six hydrogen, two oxygen. Yes, it is correct. Ethyl methanoate. It's the formula of ethyl methanoate. Ca3, CH2O, C double bond O, and here is the H1. It's methyl. Sorry, it's not ethyl methanoate. Yes, it's ethyl methanoate. So, what is the number of carbon atoms? C3, H6, O2. Again, it's correct. Propanoic acid. Ci3, CH2, C double bond O is the correct formula of the propanoic acid. Again, carbon is equal to 3, H is equal to 6, O is equal to 2. Yes, all options are the correct options. So D is the finally correct answer. Question number 38. An organic compound has the empirical formula CH2O. Which row shows the possible correct name and structure of this compound? Number one, methanol, methanoic acid, ethanol, and ethanoic acid. Methanol. It's not the formula of methanol. The formula of methanol is this one. Methanoic acid, yes, it is true. Methanoic acid, one carbon acid, it's correct formula of methanoic acid. However, let me check the next options. Ethanol, it's not an ethanol. Here the presence of this carbonyl group. That is not the part of any sort of alcohol. Ethanoic acid, it's again, it's good. It's an ethanoic acid. So the next one is, which one is having CH2O? What is the formula of this one? It is having CH2O2. The formula, the molecular formula or the empirical formula of this methanoic acid is CH2, one carbon, two hydrogen, two oxygen. What about this one? It is having two carbons, it is having four hydrogen and two oxygen. And it can be further simplified, divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, excuse me, is 4, 1. And you will get CH2O. Yes, D is the correct option. Its empirical formula is CH2O, not the methanoic acid one. Question number 39. Which statement is correct? Complex carbohydrates such as starch are hydrolyzed to give simple sugars. Complex carbohydrates such as starch are hydrolyzed to give the simple sugar. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. It's the correct one. However, let me check the further options. Fat have the same as the amide linkage as pterylene. No. Protein and nylon are the polymer formed from the same monomer but with a different linkage. No, proteins and nylon have the different monomeric unit. Proteins are formed from the amino acid and nylon is made from carboxylic acid, dioic acid, and diamide. So C is again incorrect option. Proteins are the natural polymers and are also called polysaccharide. Proteins are the natural polymers. Yes, it is true, but they are not said to be the polysaccharide. Again, A is the correct option. The last one, question number 40. The repeat unit of the polymer is shown. And which monomer would produce this polymer? The simplest way is I am going to reverse this mechanism. I'm erasing this line and shifting it back, and again erasing this line or shifting it back towards the original one. Let's see, you can see that basically if I'm erasing this line, giving it back into the molecule, and again shifting or reversing this line. So simply speaking, you will get another line over here, that is this one. So in this way, you can make the monomer of the molecule. You can make the monomer of the molecule, and now you can choose or pick the correct option, CH3CH and ClCbr, CH3CH, ClCbr. A is the correct option. B, Cl and Br are at the different carbons, incorrect. C again, Br and Cl are at the different position, again it is incorrect. And in this case, CH3 and Br on the same carbon, originally CH3 and hydrogen on the same carbon. So it is confirmed that A is the correct option. That's all about this paper. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for the further notification. Thumbs up, like, share. Have a nice day.